Yates then, pre-Morecambe in the FA Cup. Mark, how easy has it been to get over the frustration of Tuesday being incomplete?
I think it was with me Tuesday night. I woke up yesterday and I realised that, I knew how to do it anyway. I knew how to get it out of my system. It's out. It was one of them things that we've got to move on quickly. It's finished with. Put it behind us, and we're really looking forward to Morecambe now.
You had a selection dilemma before Tuesday. Have you got that same selection dilemma all over again now, though?
I've probably got more, to be honest. Danny definitely comes back into contention. Stevie obviously on the bench, was on the bench the other night, and they've got they're big players for us. Wes Thomas will try in today. He'll step it up again. So it's coming back together. The squad's returning to the numbers that we need to have any kind of success. It's great. It's a great dilemma to have. Who do I pick? What the team did exceptionally well the other night. They did exceptionally well on Saturday. Do I go with the same system? Do I change it? Do I tweak it? Do I play my diamond that I want to play? I don't know. I'll see how we go with training today. I'm not doing a great deal today. It'll be a fairly light session for the boys who played, with just a bit more for the others. We'll have a look at the DVD this afternoon of Morecambe that we've got, the report that we've got. We'll have a look at the two, and we'll decide today, tomorrow morning during training, and see where we go. But it's a massive game because it's our next game. It's important for many reasons. The FA Cup, none more so than getting through to the next round and trying to get into that third round, and then who knows what can happen. But first and foremost, Saturday, the players will know the importance of it without burdening with extra pressure.
I mean, even just making one simple change, like bringing Danny Andrew back in at left back, they've then got to think, well, do I drop Josh Lowe, or do I move him around in the team and then someone else has to miss out? It's not easy, is it? Especially you think the way Josh has just adapted at left back.
I'm glad you've said that my job's not easy. Thank you, because it's a great it's a great job, and I've got selection headaches, but they're not headaches because they're nice little problems to have. So they played really well Saturday. Josh was exceptional at left back. I thought that was probably his best game, the best 67 minutes of the season. Shrewty's done well ahead of him. JJ's popped in and scored a great goal, some good play. I've got problems, but that's the way I want it to be. I want the next 7 that I pick on the bench, and the stronger that can be, then that's the best for the football club. And I don't want to just have 15, 16 to pick from. I want 20, 21, and we're only really Pookie out of it we should only be Pookie out of it really from contention. Probably Wes won't start. Wes Thomas probably a little bit too early for that. But I'm looking at my squad, and once we get Pookie back, I think we're pretty much up to full strength, which is testament to the boys for the position that we've got ourselves in, with all the injuries that we have picked up.
Does the FA Cup change your mentality as you go into this game at all?
No, not at all. Not in the slightest. Bar the fact that there's various reasons that you want to do well. You want to do well to test yourself against better and further rounds, but you can only do that if you win. You want to test yourself at going to some of the best grounds in the country, but you can only do that if you win the first round. And obviously, there's a financial reward with each round, and then the potential to get the next one. That's something that the chairman and the board and myself have got to deal with, but that doesn't concern the players. They've just got to go out there and put in the performance that they have been of late, that they have been all season really. And if we do that, we stand a chance of getting through, and only then can you think about other times. Saturday's a big game, just because it's our next game.
I mean, Morecambe not greatly placed in League Two, but it is very tight in there, so presumably you can't read too much into their league placing.
Far from it. They're good footballing team. They'll play the right way. They'll come and pass us to death if we're not on top of our game. They've got good players. Beat Stockport 5-0 the other night, and that'll give them a massive boost of confidence. But like I said, we're at home. We're the ones going to go out there and try and set the tempo. We've got to be wary of them, but we haven't got to be afraid of them. I think we've proved that. We're not afraid of anybody. And like I said, on our day, we can give anybody a game, and we're at home. Our home record's decent, and we've got to make sure that we carry that on Saturday.
Scott Brown is in their squad as well. Obviously, he was here trying to get some fitness at the end of last season. Good to see him rebuilding his career.
Brilliant, absolutely. Hopefully, he doesn't do too well on Saturday. But it was, it was great to see him last season. He came in and worked really hard with Ian Weston. He looked well off the pace when he first came in, but he grafted day in, day out, and whatever West set him, he did. It was a pleasure to have around, and eventually forced his way in and around our team, and he went. It suits him to go back up north, and a great lad, and I only hope he does exceptionally well this season and gets his career back on the track that it was before.
That's great for me. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
After the way you played at Accrington and the way you played what happened on Tuesday, is it difficult to change that side?
Of course it's difficult, John, but I'll make what decision, what call I go with to be the right thing for the team and the club, and they play 4-5-1, 4-3-3, however you want to, whatever you want to call it. So we might get outnumbered in the middle of the park if we were to go to 4-4-2. There's lots of dilemmas, lots of things that me and Neil and my staff have got to think about. We'll have a look at the DVD today, in a bit more depth than I've had a quick brief look. I'll have a look again. I'll speak to George again. He saw him the other night, and we'll do what we think's right, and whatever system. It's not about system, it's about the players, and as long as they go out with and put in the work that they put in the other night, they play with the tempo they played the other night, pass the ball the way they did the other night, and we had 6 or 7 good chances, and as long as that happens, then I'll be happy.
Yeah, how pleased have you been with the way you cope with that? Wes Thomas, he scored obviously 7, and then
massive. It is a big blow for us, of course, but I think we've shown that we've got enough about the squad. With the boys that we have on loan, with Shruti, with Sean, with Marlon. I think we've got a decent young small squad, and they've stood up to every test asked of them pretty much this season, and there's going to be plenty more. We're always looking to improve either with what we've got, either with things from outside, and the lads of Jeff. I didn't mention Jeff there, but Jeff's been superb. Pretty much all season, but he's really stood up to it when Wes Thomas hasn't been available really. So I'm pleased with them all, and it'd be a nice, like I said, it's a nice problem to have having players back of the calibre of Elliot, Artus, Danny Andrew, Wes Thomas. It's good for me.
Yep, and also good news that the 3 loan lads have been given permission to play in the cup.
That's great. I'd like to thank all their clubs. They've been a big part of us this season, and whether that's not playing, some of them, 1 or 2 of them might think they've not played enough, but it's about being as good a person, as good a squad player as you can when you're in and around it, and we appreciate that they're from higher clubs and they've not automatically gone in, but they've worked really hard on the training ground, and they've been a pleasure to work with, and that has to be the way it is, and they've been brilliant.
Yep, you played a part in Cheltenham's best ever FA Cup run when you went through to the 5th round and played West Brom.
Yeah.
You got promoted that season, and then the last time Cheltenham had a good FA Cup run, they played Newcastle in 2006, and they went up that year as well. So it can be
in the first round yet. John, we haven't even got through Morecambe.
It can be a catalyst, though, can't it?
Of course it can. It can work 2 ways. It can keep your confidence bubbling along. It can sometimes it can be a distraction if you play too many games. If you've got a backlog of games, which we don't want to get into that situation. And it can be a nice little, if things are going well in the league and things are going well, you get you do get through to the next round. It can just take your mind off the hurly-burly of the league. Sometimes it can give you that. It can give players the platform to go and test themselves against some really good teams. But we can only think about that when and if we perform against Morecambe on Saturday.
Cheers.